Political shockwaves being felt where you are in Berlin. What does all this mean for Merkel's coalition government?
Well, of course, in real terms, Angela Merkel will still be the leader of Germany today, and indeed the CSU still will have the mandate to form a government down in Bavaria. But I think the real knock to support for the CSU will send shockwaves through the government quarters here in Berlin. What we're seeing is a real consistent erosion of support for the Conservatives across the country, and this is a really worrying sign for Angela Merkel. And of course, not only the Conservatives falling out of favour, but also the Social Democrats, who are also in government with Angela Merkel here in Berlin. So it's a real worrying sign, and I think there'll be a lot of soul searching as to who exactly is responsible for this. Of course, this is partly a CSU problem, that down in Bavaria, Horst Seehofer, the Interior Minister of Germany, was really seen as a real cantankerous troublemaker in the national government. And Merkel, also not a particularly popular figure down there. In fact, she only made one appearance across during this campaign in Bavaria, and this is largely because her migration policy was such a contentious issue down there, and was something which really dominated this election. And I think moving forward, we're really going to have to see Angela Merkel take some real decisive steps over migration. For better or worse, this is something which is defining her final term as Chancellor.
How has Berlin been reacting to the news this morning?
Well, we heard party leaders yesterday, both we've heard from the victors and also from the losers. The AfD and the Green Party particularly jubilant, of course, and they will be holding press conferences here in Berlin today. But we'll also be hearing from the losers in yesterday's election, from the CDU and also from the Social Democrats. The General Secretary of the CDU, Angela Merkel's party, Annegret Kramp-Karrenbauer, saying that this was a real bitter defeat, and she will be holding a press conference today. We'll also hear from the Social Democrats, the leader of which, Andrea Nahles, that said things need to change. But the Social Democrats really don't seem to know what direction to change in. This is a party that's changed leaders, that's changed directions, and still losing a lot of support. So now is the time for soul searching. And also, I think we'll see Angela Merkel's party, the CDU, looking forward today to 2 weeks' time, when there's an election in the state of Hesse, which is really being seen as a real bellwether for the test of Angela Merkel's party, the CDU, her ally Volker Bouffier standing there for re-election. And if he does do well in that election, then perhaps Angela Merkel will be able to put the Bavarian election behind her and also look forward to putting herself forward for re-election at the CDU party conference in December. But really, the next couple of weeks are going to be difficult for Angela Merkel diplomatically in Germany.